Hey, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Have you ever fished around in your pocket, pulled out a penny, and thought, just another penny? Well, what if I told you that one of those little copper coins, yes, a regular old penny, could be worth a mind-blowing $1.6 million? Yeah, I said it. A single 1980 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny has sold for that much, and if you've got one lying around, you might be holding a small fortune without even knowing it. Before you rush to flip over every penny in your piggy bank, let's break down why this particular coin is so valuable, what to look for, and how you can turn your pocket change into life-changing money. Stick with me because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to check for, and who knows? You might just have a millionaire penny hiding in plain sight. So, why is this 1980 penny without a mint mark so special? Normally, if a penny was minted in Philadelphia, it wouldn't have a mint mark. So, on the surface, a 1980 no mint mark penny doesn't seem unusual. But here's where things get juicy. There are some ultra-rare error varieties from 1980 that shouldn't exist, and collectors are going absolutely wild for them. Some of these rare pennies were accidentally struck on brass planchets instead of copper zinc, making them one of a kind. Others have dramatic doubling errors, misalignment mistakes, or other quirks that make them incredibly desirable, and when collectors really want something, they'll pay big money for it, like $1.6 million big. And now, here's the part you've been waiting for. What makes a 1980 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny worth a fortune? Here's what you should check. If your 1980 penny doesn't have a D, Denver, or an S, San Francisco, you're off to a good start. Weight check, grab a digital scale. A normal 1980 penny should weigh about 2.5 grams. But if yours weighs around 3.1 grams, you might have a rare brass planchet error, double die obverse, DDO. Look closely at Lincoln's face, the date, and the words Liberty and In God We Trust. If you see double lettering, you could have a super rare double die variety. If your penny is uncirculated, shiny, and in top shape, it could fetch even more money. The best prices come from coins graded MS65 or higher. So, if you've got a 1980 penny with one or more of these features, don't just toss it back in your piggy bank. Now, let me tell you something funny. A few years ago, I was helping my grandma clean out her kitchen drawer, that magical drawer that somehow holds everything from rubber bands to expired coupons from 1995. Well, buried under some old batteries, I found a little stash of pennies. A 1980 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny that looked different. It was shinier, felt heavier, and had this weird doubling on the letters. I thought, could this be the jackpot? I rushed to get it checked, feeling like I was about to hit the lottery. Turns out, it wasn't the $1 million penny, but it was still worth a cool $250. Not bad for something that had been collecting dust for decades, right? You never know what hidden treasure is waiting for you in the most unexpected places. Alright, so let's say you find a 1980 no-mint Mark penny that looks promising. What next? Use a magnifying glass, a scale, and compare it to known error coins. That if it looks valuable, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. Rare coins fetch top dollar at major auctions, online platforms like eBay, or through trusted dealers. Some collectors will pay huge amounts for the right coin, so don't rush to sell until you know what you've got. Alright, coin hunters. Now you know why the 1980 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is worth serious money and exactly what to look for. If you've got one of these rare pennies, you could be sitting on a fortune without even realizing it. Go check your change, search those couch cushions, and raid that old coin jar. You never know, you might just have your own $1 million penny waiting for you. And if you found this video helpful, smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications because I've got tons of other coin hunting secrets to share. Let's build that knowledge and maybe even make some money together. Hey, coin hunters! Have you ever found a penny in your pocket and thought, this thing is basically worthless? Well, what if I told you that a single 1979 D Lincoln penny could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.7 million? Yep, that's right. A tiny 1-cent coin that most people toss in a jar or spend on gum could be hiding a fortune. Now, before you go diving into your couch cushions, let's break down why this specific penny is so valuable, how to tell if you have one, and what you should do if you hit the jackpot. Stick with me, this is going to be a wild ride. And trust me, you'll never look at your change the same way again. Okay, so what makes this penny special? First, let's talk about that little D mint mark under the date. This means the coin was minted in Denver. Most 1979 D pennies are just regular copper-plated zinc coins, but a handful were struck with errors that make them insanely valuable. Here's where things get interesting. Some of these pennies were struck on a pure copper planchet instead of the standard zinc composition. This mistake makes them rare, and collectors go absolutely bonkers for them. And get this, some of these pennies also have doubling errors, where the letters or numbers look slightly shadowed because they were struck twice. If you find one like this, congratulations, you might be holding on to a small fortune. Let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I was at a gas station, and the cashier handed me some change. I looked down, and bam, a 1979 D penny. My heart started racing. Was this the penny? I rushed home, grabbed my magnifying glass, and checked every little detail. Did it have a doubling error? Maybe. I was already planning my vacation to Hawaii. But then, I weighed it. Turns out, it was just a regular penny. My dreams were crushed faster than a soda can in a recycling bin, but hey, lesson learned. Ever since then, I've been checking every single penny that comes my way. And you should too, because you never know. Alright, so how do you know if your 1979 D penny is the golden ticket? Here are the steps. A regular penny from 1979 weighs 2.5 grams, but the rare ones weigh 3.1 grams because they were mistakenly struck on a copper planchet. Grab a digital scale and check yours. Use a magnifying glass to check the date, Liberty, and In God We Trust. If the letters look doubled or blurry, you might have a double die error, which means extra $. If you think you have a rare penny, don't just throw it on eBay and hope for the best. Take it to a professional coin grader like PCGS or NGC. They'll tell you exactly what you've got. Let's say you hit the jackpot and find the rare 1979 D penny. Here's what you should do next: do not clean it. Cleaning a coin can actually lower its value. Just keep it in a safe spot. Get it professionally graded to verify its authenticity. Start reaching out to coin auction houses because collectors will pay top dollar for it. Celebrate. Because you just turned a penny into a fortune. So, what's the moral of the story? Check your pennies. That tiny coin in your pocket could be worth way more than you ever imagined. And even if you don't find the $1.7 million penny today, don't give up. The world of coin collecting is full of hidden treasures, and the next big find could be just around the corner. If you loved this video and want more tips on valuable coins, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. I drop new videos every week, showing you how to find hidden gems in your spare change. Hey there, coin collectors, treasure hunters, and anyone who's ever found a penny on the ground and thought, could this make me rich? Spoiler alert, it just might. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of the 1988 D Lincoln penny, a coin that, believe it or not, is worth up to $1.8 million. That's right, a single penny that could buy you a mansion, a luxury car, or enough pizza to last a lifetime. So, grab your loose change, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, why it's valuable, and how you could cash in. And hey, if you love learning about coins that can turn your pocket change into a fortune, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you don't want to miss out. Alright, let's take a trip back to 1988. The year when die-hard hit theaters, oversized denim jackets were all the rage, and people were jamming to Michael Jackson and Bon Jovi. But while all of that was happening, the Denver Mint was quietly producing millions of Lincoln pennies, some of which turned out to be worth a fortune. How does a regular old penny end up being worth more than my car? Great question. It all comes down to rarity, minting errors, and collector demand. There are three main reasons why certain 1988 D pennies are insanely valuable. This is the big one. Some of these pennies were struck using a 1989 reverse die by mistake. If your 1988 D penny has the wrong font style on the word FG, for designer Frank Gasparo, you might just be holding a fortune. A 1988 D penny in perfect mint state 67 or higher can fetch thousands even without errors. But when you combine an error with a high-grade coin? That's when you're looking at serious money, because these coins are rare, collectors are willing to pay top dollar. It's the classic case of one person's penny is another's treasure. Alright, time to grab those pennies and put on your detective hat. Here's what you need to do: look for the Denver Mint mark, D, right below the date. If it's missing, that's a whole different story, and potentially another rare find. Flip the coin over and check the FG initials near the Lincoln Memorial. If they look different from a regular 1988 penny, you might have the rare error coin. Check the condition. If it's shiny, free of scratches, and looks like it just left the mint yesterday, you could be looking at a serious payday. Let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I was digging through my old childhood piggy bank, the one we all had but forgot about. I found a bunch of pennies and almost threw them in the Coinstar machine. But something told me to check. Lo and behold, I found an old wheat penny that was worth over $100. Now, it wasn't $1 million find, but hey, that was a pretty nice dinner on me. You never know what hidden treasure is sitting in your pocket or stuck between your couch cushions. Alright, let's say you strike gold, or in this case, copper. What's next? Do not clean the coin. Collectors love the natural look, and cleaning it can actually ruin its value. Get it authenticated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. This will confirm its legitimacy and grade. Sell smart. You can list it on eBay, auction houses, or even go through a coin dealer. But always get a second opinion on its value before selling. Conclusion. So there you have it, folks. The 1988 D Lincoln penny, a tiny coin that could change your life. If you've got a jar full of pennies at home, now is the time to start searching. Who knows? You might be sitting on $1 million mistake without even realizing it. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on coins worth money, strategies for collecting, and hidden gems in your spare change, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. I've got plenty more mind-blowing coin stories coming your way, and you don't want to miss them. Hey, everyone! Welcome back to the channel where we turn pocket change into life-changing money. Today, we're talking about a coin that could make you a millionaire, a 2005 no-mint mark Lincoln penny that's currently valued at $1.1 million. Yes, you heard that right, a single penny worth over $1 million. Now, before you start dumping out your couch cushions and raiding your piggy bank, stick around because I'm going to tell you exactly why this penny is so valuable, what to look for, and how you might already have one without even knowing it. And trust me, you don't want to be the person who accidentally spends $1 million coin on a pack of gum.so. Let's break this down. Why is the 2005 no-mint mark Lincoln penny worth so much? After all, it looks like just another penny, right? Well, not quite. Most 2005 pennies were minted in Philadelphia or Denver, which means they have a small P or D mint mark under the date. But the no-mint mark variety is exceptionally rare. It was likely a mistake at the mint, meaning only a few of these escaped into circulation. Think of it as the lost treasure of the penny world. It's kind of like finding a golden ticket in a chocolate bar, except, instead of a trip to a magical factory, you get a hefty paycheck. Now, here's where things get interesting. Some of these 2005 no-mint mark pennies were struck on the wrong planchet or had doubling errors that make them even more valuable. Collectors love error coins, and the weirder the error, the more valuable the penny. Some have an off-center strike, meaning part of the design is missing. Others have doubling on Lincoln's face or the lettering. If you see a penny that looks like Lincoln has a shadow face, don't freak out. It's not a ghost, it's just a doubling error. Oh boy, you just hit the jackpot. The record sale for one of these rare pennies? A jaw-dropping $1.1 million at auction. Now, I know what you're thinking, okay, but where do I find one of these magic pennies? The good news is, they're out there, in your change, in old coin jars, even in rolls of pennies from the bank. One collector actually found a rare 2005 penny in a vending machine's change slot. Imagine walking away with a bag of chips and $1 million penny. A personal story: I actually started collecting coins after my friend found a valuable wheat penny at a gas station. I thought he was joking, but after looking it up, I realized he was sitting on hundreds of dollars just from that one coin. That got me hooked, and now here I am, helping you find the next big treasure. So, if you find a 2005 penny with no mint mark, here's what you do. Will look for doubling, off-center strikes, or missing letters. Check the condition. The better the shape, the higher the value. A shiny, uncirculated penny is worth way more than a scratched-up one. If you think you've struck gold, take it to a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll confirm if you've got a true collector's item, and remember, do not clean your coin. I know it's tempting to make it look shiny, but cleaning it can actually lower the value. Let those natural tones and patina do their thing. Alright, my fellow treasure hunters, that's the story of the 2005 no-mint mark Lincoln penny that's turning everyday people into millionaires. If you learned something new today, give this video a thumbs up. And if you're now digging through your coin stash, drop a comment below and let me know what you find. And don't forget, if you want to learn more about rare coins, valuable pennies, and how to turn pocket change into serious cash, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Trust me, you don't want to miss the next video. There could be another $1 million coin hiding in your collection right now. Alright, folks, buckle up because today, we're talking about a humble little penny that could change your life, literally. Imagine this: you're digging through your couch cushions, looking for some spare change, and bam, you pull out a penny. But not just any penny. It's a 2016 D Lincoln penny. No big deal, right? Wrong. Because this little coin could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.20 million. I know what you're thinking. Wait, a 2016 penny? That's not even old. How can it be worth that much? Oh, my friends, that's exactly why you need to stick around. Today, we're breaking down why this coin is so valuable, what makes it special, and how you can spot one in your own pocket change. Plus, I'll share a wild personal story about the time I almost spent a valuable penny on a vending machine snack.so. Grab your piggy banks, check under your car seats, and let's dive into the world of rare and valuable coins. Now, you might be thinking, the 2016 D Lincoln penny is just a regular OL penny. What's so special about it? Well, let me tell you. The reason this coin is worth so much is because of a rare minting error. See, when coins are struck at the US Mint, they go through a meticulous process, but sometimes, little mistakes happen. And sometimes, those mistakes turn a simple 1-cent coin into a six-figure jackpot. One of the most valuable errors found in the 2016 D Lincoln penny is the double die obverse, which means the front of the coin, where Lincoln's handsome face is, has been struck twice, creating a noticeable doubling effect. This doubling can be seen in Lincoln's eye, the inscriptions, and sometimes even the date. It's like Lincoln is giving you a little wink, saying, "Hey, hold on to me, I'm worth more than a penny." Some 2016 D pennies were accidentally struck on a copper planchet instead of zinc. Since 1982, pennies have been made mostly of zinc with a thin copper coating, but if you find one that's pure copper? Jackpot! How to spot a 2016 D penny worth money. Alright, so you've got your pile of pennies, and you're ready to start checking. What should you look for? The D Mint mark means it was minted in Denver. This is important because the Denver Mint is where these rare error coins have been found. Grab a magnifying glass or use your phone's zoom feature. If you see doubling in the date or "In God We Trust," you might have a valuable coin. A regular 2016 D penny should weigh about 2.5 grams. If yours weighs closer to 3.1 grams, it might be one of those rare copper pennies. The time I almost spent a valuable penny. Now, let me tell you about the time I almost made the biggest mistake of my life. A few years ago, I was at a gas station, craving a snack. I pulled out some change, grabbed a Snickers, and went to pay. The cashier took one look at my penny and said, "Hey, this looks kinda weird." I shrugged it off and said, "Meh, it's just a penny." Later that night, I was scrolling through some coin collector forums, because, yes, I'm that kind of person, and I saw someone talking about a rare Lincoln penny from the same year. I immediately remembered my snack money penny and dug through my pocket. And guess what? The penny I almost spent had a noticeable doubling error. I freaked out. I grabbed my scale, checked the weight, and nearly passed out when I realized it might be worth thousands. I sent it in for grading, and sure enough, it was legit. Not quite $1.2 million, but let's just say it was enough to buy a lot of Snickers. Always check your change before spending it. Because you never know when you might have a hidden treasure in your hands. Okay, so let's say you find one of these valuable 2016 D pennies. What now? You don't just walk into a bank and say, "Hey, I'd like to cash in this penny for $1 million." Send it to a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll authenticate and grade it, which is crucial for selling. Rare coin collectors and auction houses are your best bet. Websites like Heritage Auctions and Great Collections specialize in these kinds of coins. Be patient. Some of these coins sell for high prices at auctions, but it can take time to find the right buyer. Don't rush, make sure you get what it's worth. So, there you have it, folks. The 2016 D Lincoln penny could be hiding right under your nose, just waiting to make you rich. Who would have thought a coin you probably walk past every day could be worth $1.20 million? Go check your spare change, look through your old coin jars, and even ask your grandma if she's got any pennies lying around. You never know, you might be sitting on a fortune. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more tips on valuable coins and how to turn your spare change into serious cash. And if you've ever found a rare or valuable coin, drop a comment below, I'd love to hear your story. Hey, coin lovers! What if I told you that a 1985 D Lincoln penny, yes, the one you might have in your pocket right now, could be worth a whopping $1.3 million? Crazy, right? You might want to check your couch cushions, your old piggy bank, or even that weird drawer where you toss spare change, because today, we're talking about the 1985 D Lincoln penny that turned a lucky collector into a millionaire. Now, I know what you're thinking. A penny? Worth over $1 million? Yeah, right. But trust me, by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why this coin is so valuable, what to look for, and how you can cash in on rare coins like this. And hey, even if you don't find $1 million penny, at least you'll have an excuse to go through your change like a detective on a mission. So, grab your magnifying glass, and let's dive into the fascinating world of rare coins. Alright, so let's rewind to 1985. Shoulder pads were huge, Michael Jordan was just starting his career, and people were still using payphones. Imagine that. The Denver Mint was cranking out pennies like there was no tomorrow. Over 5.2 billion of these bad boys were produced. But here's the kicker: among those billions, a few were struck with rare errors and unique characteristics that made them incredibly valuable. Fast forward to today, and one of those special 1985 D pennies sold for $1.3 million at an auction. That's right, 1 cent turned into over $1 million. Talk about a return on investment. But how do you know if you have one of these valuable pennies? Let's break it down. There are a few key reasons why a 1985 D penny can be worth life-changing money. The golden ticket: some of these pennies were struck with major errors, and error coins can be worth a fortune. The most valuable 1985 D pennies typically have a double die obverse, DDO. This means the date or lettering looks slightly doubled. It's like the coin had a little too much coffee while being minted. If Lincoln's face is pushed too far to one side, you might be holding a jackpot. This happens when the penny is struck on a planchet meant for another coin, like a dime. Imagine expecting a burger and getting a taco instead. Same idea, but worth way more. High-grade condition, mint state coins. Condition is king in the coin world. If your penny looks like it was just made yesterday, shiny, no scratches, crisp details, you might be in luck. Coins graded MS67 or higher by PCGS or NGC are where the big money is. A regular 1985 D penny in circulated condition is only worth face value, just a penny. But one in mint state 67 or better. That's where the value jumps into thousands, even millions. Seriously, don't rely on your eyes alone. Even Superman would need a little zoom for this one. Check for doubling on the letters and date. A double die error is one of the biggest indicators of value. If it's misaligned or has an unusual thickness, it could be a rare strike. A standard 1985 D penny should weigh 2.5 grams. If yours is different, it might have been struck on the wrong metal. Compare it to recent auction sales. Websites like PCGS, Heritage Auctions, and eBay can give you an idea of what similar coins are selling for. My personal experience with coin hunting now, let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I was at my grandma's house, helping her clean out an old jar of pennies. She was about to take them to the bank for, like, $5 in exchange. But being the coin nerd that I am, I decided to go through them first. I found a 1955 double die Lincoln penny, not worth millions, but still worth around $1,500. Grandma was shocked, and let's just say she never looked at pennies the same way again. So if my grandma had a valuable coin sitting in a dusty jar, who's to say you don't have one hiding in your house too? Alright, coin collectors, let's recap. The 1985 D Lincoln penny can be worth up to $1.3 million if it has a rare mint error and is in pristine condition. Even if you don't find the $1 million version, high-grade coins can still bring in thousands of dollars. So, what are you waiting for? Go check your change, ask your family to dig through their old coins, and who knows? You might just strike it rich. Before you go, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss out on more tips about valuable coins. If you've ever found a rare coin, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your story. Hey, coin lovers! Have you ever found a penny in your pocket and thought, meh, just another penny? Well, what if I told you that one particular penny could be worth $1.4 million? Yeah, you heard that right, million. Imagine paying for a coffee with a random penny and later realizing you just tipped your barista into early retirement. Today, we're diving into the incredible story of the 1970 D Lincoln penny, why it's so rare, what makes it valuable, and how you might have one without even knowing it. So grab your coin jars, folks, because this is gonna be a wild ride, alright? Let's break it down. First off, what makes the 1970 Lincoln penny so special? It's not just about the date or the fact that it was minted in Denver, that's what the little d under the date stands for. No, this bad boy is a real jackpot because of minting errors, low mintage numbers, and some crazy collector demand. And now, let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I was at a garage sale, digging through an old tin of coins, one of those dusty, forgotten collections your grandma swears is worth something but usually just has a bunch of wheat pennies and maybe a Canadian coin that snuck in. Well, I found a 1970 penny, and for a split second, my heart stopped. Could it be the one? I raced home, examined it under a magnifying glass like some kind of treasure hunter, and nope. Just a regular penny. But hey, that's the thrill of the hunt. The most valuable 1970 pennies have a major doubling error. This means some of the letters or numbers on the coin look like they have a shadow or are slightly duplicated. It's called a double die obverse error. If you see this on your penny, don't just toss it in your change jar. That tiny little doubling could mean your penny is worth hundreds, thousands, or even that sweet $1.4 million jackpot. Now, condition matters too. If your penny has been through the washing machine a few times or looks like it's been chewed on by a dog, chances are it's not hitting the $1 million mark. But if it's in pristine condition, graded at MS65 or higher, that's when the real magic happens. Let's talk about current market value. As of now, the rarest and highest graded 1970 Lincoln pennies have been selling for insane amounts at auctions. One even hit $1.4 million because it was a perfect storm of rarity, condition, and collector demand. The good news? There are still some out there waiting to be found. Now, before you go raiding every couch cushion and breaking open piggy banks, here's a little pro tip: get a jeweler's loupe or magnifying glass to inspect your coins. I once spent an hour squinting at a penny under my phone's flashlight, only to realize I was staring at a speck of dust. Learn from my mistakes, people. Alright, folks, now it's your turn. Check your pockets, your piggy banks, that random jar of coins in the kitchen. You never know where a $1.4 million penny might be hiding. And if you do find one, well, let's just say, drinks are on you. If you love learning about valuable coins, hidden treasures, and how to turn pocket change into serious cash, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I've got plenty more coin hunting tips and crazy stories coming your way, so don't miss out. And hey, drop a comment below. What's the coolest or oldest coin you've ever found? Hey there, coin hunters. Have you ever found a penny in your pocket and thought, it's just a penny? Well, what if I told you that one penny, just one, could be worth $1.5 million? That's right. Today we're talking about the 1978 Lincoln penny, a little copper treasure that could change your life if you know what to look for. And now, before you go raiding your couch cushions, stick with me because we're about to dive deep into why this coin is worth so much, what makes it special, and how you might just have one sitting in a jar somewhere. I'll even share a personal story about how a simple coin changed my entire perspective on collecting. Plus, if you're new here, welcome. If you love learning about valuable coins and making money from change, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. Alright, grab your coin collection and maybe a snack because we're about to go on a wild ride into the world of rare pennies. So, what makes the 1978 penny so special? First, let's break it down. The D stands for the Denver Mint, where this coin was produced. It's located right below the date on the front of the coin composition. This penny is 95% copper and 5% zinc, which means it's got a little more weight to it than the pennies made after 1982, which were mostly zinc. Not all 1978 pennies are worth a fortune, but the ones that are have some interesting features. The most valuable ones have minting errors like double dies, off-center strikes, and repunched mint marks. Now, here's where it gets exciting. Some of these error coins have sold for upwards of $1.5 million at auction. Imagine buying a candy bar with a penny and later realizing you just spent a fortune. That's enough to make you lose sleep at night. Look for doubling on the date, mint mark, or Lincoln's profile. If anything looks slightly shadowed or blurry, you might have a double die error. Off-center strikes. If the design isn't perfectly centered, your coin might be one of the rare misprints that collectors pay big bucks for. Repunched mint marks. Sometimes, the Denver Mint didn't quite get it right the first time, leading to a mint mark that looks slightly doubled or shifted. Condition matters. The better the condition, the higher the value. A mint state, MS67 or higher, 1978 penny could be your golden ticket. Now, I know what you're thinking. Okay, but where do I find these pennies? Well, let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I was at my grandma's house helping her clean out some old boxes. She had this giant jar of pennies, and, being the coin nerd that I am, I started sorting through them. At first, it was just a bunch of ordinary change, but then I saw it, a 1978 D penny with a weird-looking date. My heart skipped a beat. I rushed home, grabbed my magnifying glass, and sure enough, it had a small but noticeable doubling on the numbers. I sent it in for grading, and while it wasn't a $1 million coin, it was still worth a few $100. Not bad for something that was sitting in a dusty old jar for decades. So, the moral of the story? Check your change. You never know what kind of treasure might be hiding in plain sight. Where to sell a rare 1978 D penny? Okay, let's say you find one of these rare 1978 D pennies. What next? You've got a few options. A professional can appraise your coin and give you an idea of its value. Online auctions. These platforms allow you to reach serious collectors who might bid big at coin shows and conventions. If you want to meet collectors face to face, this is a great way to network and sell your rare finds at grading services, PCGS, and GC. If your penny looks like it might be valuable, getting it graded can increase its worth significantly. And let's be real, there's nothing cooler than holding a graded coin in a protective case, knowing it could be worth a small fortune. So, there you have it. The 1978 D Lincoln penny might just be hiding in your spare change, waiting to be discovered. If you find one, check for those minting errors, get it graded, and who knows, you might be the next lucky collector cashing in on a $1 million coin. If you enjoyed this video, smash the like button and subscribe for more coin hunting tips and strategies. I post regularly about rare coins, valuable finds, and how you can turn your pocket change into real money. And before you go, drop a comment below. What's the most valuable coin you've ever found? I'd love to hear your stories. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're talking about a tiny little coin that could make you a millionaire, the 1952 Lincoln wheat penny. Yep, a penny. The kind you probably have sitting in an old jar or stuck between your couch cushions. But what if I told you that one of these pennies sold for a whopping $1.6 million? That's right. You might be richer than you think, worth more than $1 million? Come on, that's gotta be a joke. But trust me, it's very real. And in this video, I'm going to break down why this specific penny is so valuable, how to spot one, and what you should do if you find one. And stick around till the end, because I'll also share a story about the time I almost threw away a valuable coin. It's embarrassing, but hey, we learn from our mistakes, right? First off, let's talk about what the S means. The S mint mark stands for San Francisco, where this penny was minted. Back in 1952, they cranked out millions of these pennies, but only a few had serious errors or rare characteristics that make them worth big money today, meaning they look almost brand new, even though they're over 70 years old. These are mistakes made at the US Mint, like a double die, off-center strike, or a repunched mint mark. The fewer hands a coin has passed through, the better its condition. So, if you've got a 1952 penny, grab a magnifying glass and check for these details. Who knows? You might be holding a tiny fortune. Now, here's the $1 million question, literally. How did a simple penny sell for $1.60 million? Well, it all comes down to rarity, demand, and condition. A collector with deep pockets was willing to pay a premium for one of the highest graded 1952 pennies ever found. It was in pristine condition, had a rare die error, and was certified by a top grading service. This is why coin collecting is such an exciting world. Something as small as a tiny printing mistake can turn a regular penny into a golden ticket. So, where do you find one of these valuable pennies? Here are some great places to check. You'd be surprised how many valuable coins are hiding in those dusty jars. If grandma or grandpa saved coins, you might hit the jackpot. People sell old coins without realizing their true value. This is called coin roll hunting, and some collectors have found rare coins this way. If you're lucky enough to find a 1952 penny, don't go spending it on a vending machine snack. Here's what to do. Cleaning a rare coin can lower its value. Send it to a coin grading service like PCGS or NGC to verify its authenticity and condition. Consult a dealer or auction house. They can help you sell it for the best price. Almost tossing a fortune. Now, I promised to tell you about the time I almost made a huge mistake. A few years ago, I was helping my uncle clean out his attic, and we found an old coffee can full of pennies. He was about to dump them into a Coinstar machine, but I stopped him and said, "Hey, let's at least check for rare ones." We started sorting through them, and guess what? Buried under all those common pennies was a 1943 steel penny, one of the rarest pennies out there. We got it checked out, and while it wasn't a $1 million coin, it was still worth a few $1,000. Moral of the story? Always check your change before getting rid of it. You never know what hidden treasure you might find. The 1952 Lincoln wheat penny can be worth a jaw-dropping $1.6 million if it's in top condition or has a rare error. Check your old change. Coin jars, flea markets, and even bank rolls could hold a hidden gem. But if you find one, get it professionally graded before selling it. Now, here's the big question: do you have one of these valuable pennies? Let me know in the comments, and hey, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. I've got more coin hunting tips, rare coin discoveries, and money-making strategies coming your way. You don't want to miss out.